Baltimore on the road at Minnesota. 3.5 at DraftKings, 4.5 at ESPN and FanDuel, and 4 everywhere else. 48.5 to 49 is our total out there. And Noops, this is not a necessarily fired into the sun game for me. It's just I'm very confused as to how to approach this game. I mean, one game sample of Baltimore being healthy, and they looked fine, but does that travel? Does the defense we saw from Minnesota last week that was just absolutely lights out against the Lions, do they show up again this week? JJ McCarthy really didn't have to do anything last week. What if he's forced into actually having to do something this week, whatever? So I don't know, man. Just a very, very confusing game for me.
I wish I could offer you some solace, but I couldn't agree more. I think the Vikings are the hardest team to power rate in the NFL, given what we've seen from McCarthy, not even just game to game, but quarter to quarter. We watched him in that first game of the year in Chicago look lost in the first half. Second half comes out, he's doing whatever he wants. Against Detroit, one of the best first quarters I've seen from a quarterback all season, and then really not much the rest of the game. So which version of the Vikings should I believe in? The one that looked great against, a Lions team that's arguably one of the best teams in the NFL, or the Vikings team we've seen in the past, the one that, again, struggled to beat the Bears in game one, has lost some easy games here as we go through. At the same time, Baltimore, that defense has been bad all season. And, is what we saw last week the true Miami Dolphins, and just the Ravens were able to run the ball, keep feeding Derrick Henry, and make things look a lot easier? Or is that defense better? It's so hard to handicap this game. I think it's going to be a great game to watch. I think we're going to see a lot of interesting stuff and really learn a lot about either team. But if you tell me that you have a strong opinion on who's going to win this game and by how much, I hate to call you a liar, but I'm pretty sure that you're lying.
That is the point here for me, is like, you can tell me you just have a feeling about this game, and that's fine. And I will not poo-poo that, because that's really the only way you can approach this game. But if you think you have a strong angle here, then I think you're probably just fooling yourself, right? Because there are no true numbers for us to draw from at all. Because if you look at the offensive numbers for Minnesota, they're all skewed, because half of it is Carson Wentz, and then there's JJ McCarthy, whatever. And also, so you don't really know what's going on there. On the Baltimore side of things, you can't look at either side, because they were brutalized by injuries on the defensive side. Last week was the first week they were healthy. And then obviously the same deal, where half of the data you're drawing from is without Lamar Jackson out there. So we don't have any of the stuff that by this point in the season that I love feeding off of. It's great for me to move off of priors at this point and move into the hard data that I have in front of me. And both of these teams, I don't have that. It's all just fake. This is all just sitting out there, but none of it is applicable to this game right here, which is why I hate trends so much and all this stuff like that. Because someone could put a trend together on this and be like, well, teams that have done this over the last 5 games and then enter this and blah, blah, blah. It's neither one of these teams had these quarterbacks last 5 games. What are you doing? These are completely different teams, So for me, I just look at it, and I think it is okay for us to come to the conclusion, look ourselves in the mirror and say, hey, man, I'm interested to watch this game and see what Baltimore looks like second game back with Lamar, and the defense is healthy again, and we can see whatever. And, hey, J.J. McCarthy might be good. He might suck. Let's find out, and whatever, and just say this is more of an information gathering exercise than it is something we have to go out and put our money behind.
Absolutely. That's all very well said. And, again, you don't have to bet all these games. If you really want something, I guess maybe the over here. I think that both defenses are a little bit overrated based on what we saw, but we really don't know. Like you said, we don't have even really one clean game for each of these teams, let alone several that we can go back and look at to inform our decision.